I'm here with Justin Flores. You've challenged Danny Hynes, 11-time world champion. Tell me your thoughts.
I think I'm playing at a pretty good level. I've kind of tried to stay in practice even since the Worlds. And, even at the Worlds, I was just a few key possessions away from getting to that next step, which would have been for the 5 or 6 face-off, potentially against Danny already. So that's kind of where my thought process is as far as, feeling ready for the challenge. There's a few things I've been working on, trying to diversify my game a little bit. And so this is going to be a good kind of measuring for where I am.
See where you're at.
Yeah.
What is your game plan going into it? Well, you don't say it too loud, but
so my game plan going in, I think, is kind of go with my normal approach that I normally would, testing the waters with across and seeing where kind of the defense is. I know, defense. Danny has great offense, but his defense is a stonewall. So really, it's going to be kind of testing the waters and seeing where I can make a shot around. See if I can get him to flinch a little bit here and there on certain shots, and just trying to play to that. And just play to that deception a little bit. I think that I've added a couple of things in that might be able to deceive a normal player, but with Danny it might be a little bit harder to get that going. So.
Absolutely. And are you guys playing 3 of 5 or 4 of 7?
Always 4 of 7.
4 of 7 sets.
I assume.
Yeah. Okay. We'll confirm that. Okay. Well, appreciate you taking the time, and hopefully you have a great match.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Hey.
Yes, sir.
Hey. So Justin Flores has challenged you for your rank.
Yes.
When was the last time you played a match?
I played a match last year, I think in December, against Austin Fernandez.
Okay.
He was, I think, number 9, and I hadn't held a master rank that year.
Wow. Okay.
So, because I hadn't been playing much, so I wanted to get a shot so I could keep my streak going.
Yeah.
And
how long is the streak?
Since '98.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, what's your rank now?
5.
5.
Yeah, 5th place.
And going into this match, what are your thoughts?
I'm looking forward to it because I want to see how much Justin has grown. I've seen him playing others, and I see him playing well.
Sure.
But I haven't seen him play me. It's just a difference when you're on the table and you get that feel for it. So I want to see where he's at and hopefully help him with his evolution.
So you're doing this out of the kindness of your heart. You don't want to win.
No.
Okay.
No. My plan is to educate.
Okay. All right, fine. Too.
I mean, that is the ultimate goal, and if I can't educate him, he kicks some ass, then it's even better. Yeah.
Well, do you have what are you going to start out doing? What's your plan?
Well, I think like most matches, it's like you got to think you want to set up your straights and just kind of. Set a standard with them and kind of just show that they're there.
Okay.
But I think like this last tournament, I forgot a lot of my game.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna probably try some different things. Just pulling them out, whether I need them or not. Just kind of show a different barrage of attacks and defense.
Okay. All right. And so starting off with straights, basically.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like make sure that shot is established.
Correct.
And then once that is established, start to open up
to
other stuff. Creative. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, have a great match.
Right.
Talk a little bit more.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Here we are.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they've played any challenge matches against each other in the past.
No, I think I'm pretty sure this is the first match. First challenge match they played together.
Okay.
I don't know what their history is in tournaments. I don't know if they've played.
They've played, and I believe they played just at this last Worlds, and Justin was pretty competitive
Okay.
with Danny, which gave him some of the motivation to actually play a challenge match.
Cut. Shot from Danny. So Justin's going to be going for probably a cross straight left roll under attack. This is his main 2 shots here.
It's sort of I call that a touch cut.
Yeah,
It's not a power shot. It's a deception shot.
Yeah, it's kind of medium to slow speed. Ooh. A quick, kind of like a classic Danny quick forehand.
It's a pot shot.
Yeah. Ugh. So, probably a little bit demoralizing for Justin to start the first game, down 4-0.
Yeah, but I don't think it's an issue really. To me, I'm looking at it from the perspective of you're playing who you consider to be the best player ever, and you're gonna have some nerves.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I think a lot of times in matches, it's okay just to get those nerves out of the way. Sometimes you'll lose a game in the process, but once you get it out of the way, you can sort of start to center and start to play your game.
And he trying to go for that right wall over.
Yeah.
Okay. With a cross. I think that would probably be Danny's main attack, the kind of cross cut, and then kind of working like the banks around that.
Okay. So those as the
primary
shot.
2 shots, yeah,
Okay.
if I had to guess.
That was that touch cut again.
Yeah, I just barely missed. Ooh. Justin probably needs to slow down a bit here, set up his shots a bit more. That touch cut from Danny. Danny's kind of setting that cut up kind of like a cross straight.
Right, and then there was the
Cross
cross
straight, yeah,
straight,
the
which
cross
was
straight, yeah.
early on the drift.
Yeah. Okay. A quick left roll under from Justin. In my experience, to beat Danny, you really have to get an under working consistently.
Okay. So, what do you think that Justin's left wall under can be that shot?
I don't think so. In all honesty, I'm not sure if Justin can hit it consistently quick enough
Okay.
to get that working. Oof.
So, yeah, Danny looks a little rusty,
Yeah, for sure.
which should
Okay.
make sense. I mean, he hasn't competed much in the last year or two.
Sorry.
Ooh.
Did you say over?
There's some confusion on the table.
Oh, I thought you said over. Okay, sorry. Players ready? And play.
It's 5-2, I think, Danny.
I think what happened there is that Danny said over, saying nice over, and Noah thought he said
he
that
thought-
he was over the line, and then he
Okay.
got confused.
So there we have that kind of cross from further back. Okay. There's that left roll under I was talking about that Justin will need.
7-3.
Across from Danny.
It seems like the story of that game was just Danny hammering him with straight shots. If you're Justin, what do you do going into this next game?
I mean, if I was advising him, I would say to stick with what you were going to try to do in the match initially, and not let the fact that you're down 2 games really quickly detract from that, because I don't think that he's had a chance yet to even implement whatever the plan
Right.
is.
Yeah.
I think it's more nerves than anything.
That can be a danger in challenge matches. Sometimes the games will seem to go by really quick, and you're behind without even getting your game
Right.
to kind of start up. I think when that happens, you have to slow down. If I was Justin, I might have taken my 2 minutes there, but before the third game.
Yeah, that would probably been a good idea.
I think that was a cross that Danny just kind of mishit there. Danny went for that. But it could have been the cut that Justin just charged.
Yeah,
Okay,
so that's a
that
couple charges
left
in a
ball
row.
under.
But a couple
Yeah.
charges in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if Justin is thinking that's what he's got to do to
Yeah.
defeat those straights that have been killing him. Now, I don't recommend charging as a defensive strategy. It's good against sort of mid-tier players, but
Right,
I
but
think
against a player like Danny,
yeah, he's
it's
going
not-
to bank around you.
yeah, which is exactly what's happening in this game. Okay,
It was a solid
great
cross. Yeah, and I think that cross worked because it was drifted over towards the left a little bit more.
See, I think here, I don't know. I think scoring against Danny, you have to set up the puck a bit more. I don't think this kind of quick setup will really work against him.
Right. I agree. Like that's too fast.
Yeah, Danny's defense is just so solid. You almost have to give it time to move around.
Right.
He's just like defensive reaction time is fast enough to just be there. It was
It's a nice left wall under. That one
Yeah.
was more of a cut left wall as opposed to more of a power, pushed left wall under.
So Justin's coming. Okay, yeah, that left wall.
Yeah.
Kind of that same cutting type motion. I'm Justin. I just go for another left wall here. Oh
No, well, he did. Okay. And again, now that cross worked because the left wall had been hitting and Danny got it in his head. And then suddenly, the puck's coming the opposite direction. It was good timing on it by Justin. He mishit that.
Danny mishit a right wall over. Okay, there's that. That was just basically an off speed.
Yeah. I mean, what would be the difference between an off-speed cut and a touch cut?
I think an off speed is a bit slower.
Okay, so it's just you've
Yeah.
got a
Yeah,
cut,
I think
a touch cut, which is more of a medium speed shot, and then an off speed.
Well, I imagine an off speed looking more kind of like a wolf slayer too,
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
Where it has to. I don't know. I think it also has to do with the release.
Game point 4.
now that one was
It was a touch
switch.
cut.
That was
That
a
was
touch
a touch
cut.
cut.
Okay, all right.
Oh, 5.
Justin really wants this game. Ooh.
Yeah, again, he's shooting shots. Okay, well,
Well, that one worked, but yeah.
it was a cut. It was a different shot altogether.
Yeah. Okay, so we're 2-1 Danny in the first set.
Be interesting to see if endurance ends up playing a role in the match. Danny's had an extremely stressful, couple of years, and I know he hasn't been exercising actively, and he's gained weight, and I wonder if that will play a role in the match at all.
Alright, puck's going to my left. Both players ready?
It could, but I feel like Danny always surprises us by just somehow having energy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It was kind of a quick right wall under. I think Danny's endurance could definitely lead to him having some more, or I guess just being out of shape in practice. We'll see it lead to some more unforced errors this match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a right wall over.
Yeah.
Which, if Justin can start getting that active,
yeah,
I think he'll have something.
Okay, that cross was open.
2-1.
Touch cut.
I think when I say off speed, what I mean is kind of the release. Like, see, that's the off speed release, is where he's kind of pulling for a cross and is just kind of slowly taps the puck forward.
Okay.
Whereas like if it's a touch cut, it still looks like a cut.
It looks like a cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. There's that right wall over again. Mm-hmm. Justin is hitting it further back on the table, kind of near the right center.
Yeah, go ahead. Ready, Justin?
Playing this match at 7-6, which is an air hockey club space near downtown Houston. They have, I think, 5 tables.
Yes, I think 5 tables.
5 tables.
Is the premier table.
It's the best table, table 1.
Also known as table 1.
But 7-6 is an interesting spot because there aren't a lot of places to play these days, and Phil Arnold basically invested in this location so that the Houston players
have a
spot to come and compete
he,
at, which is great.
Yeah, allows anyone to come and play there anytime they want.
Yeah.
So this game, Danny's got at least one kind of quick kind of transition pot shot on Justin. We saw that happening in some of the earlier games. I think that is one of Justin's weaker areas that you can definitely exploit, is because of his defense. He's open for shots in transition.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's talk about this defense. I mean, look at him right now. He's very hunched over as he's defending.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to predict. He's not just sit. Oh, that was a good left wall under right there. Mm-hmm. So quick release.
So he's trying to predict.
Yeah.
And he's hunched over.
Yeah, he's hunched over. He's trying to. I mean, this is something that I've worked on. Is it kind of puts you in a mental state where you're trying to like get after the puck instead of just relaxing and focusing on kind of catching it. Think about like a catcher in baseball. You're pulling back to catch the ball, kind of just steady and solid. You're not like trying to like run to meet the baseball.
Okay, right.
But yeah, like you were saying, I mean, this defense Justin's defense can get you into the top 10 for sure, like we've seen, but I think it definitely is not as effective for getting you into, say, like the top 5, especially the top 3.
Yeah, I mean, if I was advising him, I would talk to him about changing his stance.
Yeah,
and it's going to be uncomfortable for quite a while.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes you have to take a few steps forward to make a few steps back to make a leap forward.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I believe that if he does that, his offense is good enough to score on top players, scoring on Danny. I still think, though, that Justin needs another shot to 2 shots that are high caliber. that he can go to.
Yeah. It's almost like he has a lot of the shots. He just has to kind of work a bit on accuracy and execution and weaving them into his attack. Like, if you notice, a lot of his right walls are pretty telegraphed. He's not weaving them into his cross and left wall under, left wall over attack well enough.
It's a nice transition. And that's what he just did there is sort of the benefit
of that defense. Yeah,
of that defense.
And that is true. I played against Justin. I mean, a bunch. He was one of my main practice partners this last year, and if you're not kind of ready for him on defense, he will score a lot of those quick little points like that. But the downside is you can score a lot of quick points like that on him too.
Sure. Well, and I think
it's kind of a different setup there from Danny.
Yeah, I think this hunching forward and trying to be ready to lunge out type of defense gives people a deceptive sense of how effective it is, because he gets a transition shot like that where he's leaping forward, and that feels great. You feel like, yeah, man, this works. But I think if you actually went down and looked at it on a piece of paper and recorded every single time you did it and looked at the results overall, you find that you ultimately lose a lot more possessions than you gain.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like mentally it feels so nice and so fun when you score one of those transition shots that's kind of what you're noticing. Psychologically you're not noticing all the times that they score on you or you lose a possession.
Now, that was a really good left wall under. Danny's defense is keying in on it, is what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't overstate how important defense is at the highest levels in air hockey.
Yeah.
I think offense can take you really, really far, can take you farther than defense can, but to seal the deal, to go all the way to the top, you got to have both.
Yeah.
Although if we look historically at some players like Robert Hernandez,
right? I wonder if there's not a bit that, I mean, a lot of the best of all time, or a lot of the really world champions have had fairly unorthodox defenses. Like Colin's defense is unorthodox. I mean, people don't play as far out as he plays. So it is definitely a little bit of an open question, but I think you have to look at kind of the average for top players. You will always have those exceptions, and Colin is kind of just a freak of nature with his reflexes.
Right.
So who's been playing since he was 10, so he's grown up essentially knowing every spot on the table.
Right.
If you're coming into the sport as like a 20-year-old, right, and you don't have those like inborn reflexes from playing for a decade before that, I think my best advice, you really do have to go with that kind of basic fundamental defense. And of course, we're talking about the triangle defense.
Right, but also a good posture, a good defensive posture.
Yeah.
Like that's overlooked too often.
Yeah.
And when I talk about defensive posture, a lot of times the pushback I hear is, well, who's to say what's the best form? Well, I mean, we have a good amount of information, a good amount of players over the course of the history of the sport. Look at Danny; he's not hunched over.
No, he's not hunched.
And he's not pulled back really far either. He's sort of neutral and centered.
Right. I mean, you and Danny have fairly similar triangle type defenses. You're a 10-time world champion. Danny's an 11-time world champion. And Colin, despite it being an orthodox defense, he really does have the backbone of the triangle defense.
Right.
Where I would say he is pretty squared away on defense. You'll notice a lot of times on defense, Colin will put his kind of like thumb on top of the mallet to sort of like steady himself kind of in a like a straight back position.
2, 3.
So Justin looks much more aggressive here to me, more confident. I the hunch over is not. I don't think it's going to be helpful, and we've been talking about that a lot. But and that's an example right there of getting an underbank in.
Yeah, because the thing is, with this defense, Justin can win if he's scoring on every possession or every other possession, like that. But I think Danny's defense is strong enough where he'll be able to hold Justin off a few times, and because of Justin's defense, Danny will probably be able to ink out a few extra points.
It's a nice get.
Oh, it was open. He just barely mishit the cross.
Right.
Ooh, he followed up with a great left roll under. Justin is hitting a harder left roll under than I usually see him hitting. He seems pretty on today.
4, 5.
And there's the touch cut. And we can talk about why the touch cut's so effective against Justin, and I think it's a lot to do with the defense and being sort of ready to lunge so much. There's a tendency to be sort of hyped up on defense, and then we're more susceptible to flinching.
Yeah. And I think especially because it's kind of a further back shot a lot of time when Danny's hitting it, that's also why it works, because Justin, is kind of waiting for the puck to be hit and isn't like expecting it yet. And it's just sliding right past him.
And Danny going for the cross there, and
Oh,
then
and
he
that
goes right
cut,
back
yeah.
to the touch
It was
cut
a
after that cross.
Beautiful setup by Danny right there.
Yeah.
Don't play.
I'm not sure if Justin was going for a left roll under and just mishit an over there.
No.
Justin does have a left roll over. That was a great left roll under. Justin needs that left roll under to win this match. He needs that consistently.
Yeah, I think he needs that, and he needs obviously the pairing shot, which is the cross, and then one more. I think he's got to have 3 shots.
That's why I was saying he does have a left roll over.
Okay.
It's not as consistent as his under, and it is it is much slower. But if he can somehow find a way to get that working, definitely be not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for this match, I mean, Danny's defense is so solid, and I think that the right walls that Justin have, like I said earlier, are too telegraphed. So I think if I was Justin, I mean, I guess there's something to be said for keeping your opponent honest, but I think I would really lower the percentage of those shots in my attack against Danny.
Lower the percentage of right wall shots?
Yeah.
Okay, and just because you don't think he's consistent enough with it.
I don't think they're consistently deceptive enough to get past Danny's defense.
Gotcha. I think the right wall over is.
Yeah.
But how do you, that's a low percentage shot
right,
for
and
a
how
lot
do
of
you
people.
work that in? It's kind of awkward to work that into a, predominantly cross straight left roll under attack. I mean, I guess Danny actually just did it.
Yeah. But Danny doesn't focus on left walls.
Right, yeah.
He focuses on cut, cross, and right wall overs.
Yeah. Because I can kind of see, pulling someone out for the cross and banking under them with like a right wall. But I don't know. And so Justin really has kind of based his game around Billy in terms of his, like, at least his offense. Because when Justin was coming up, in the early 2010s, that's when Billy was really just rocking it. And so he really kind of just has that more sort of like slanted, like right to left to center kind of left roll under setup. Where he's actually kind of like moving his body a bit diagonally.
Well, he's game point here for him. See what he does.
Okay.
There's that left wall under again. Really, really sharp shot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know that that's enough because when he was shooting his crosses, like that cross went in, but I've seen him shoot a lot of crosses that don't even hit the goal. That they go super far off. And I don't know if that's because he's slinging at the shot a lot. I'm not sure what that inaccuracy is.
Right.
About.
Well, he does, like I say, kind of move his body a lot when he's executing.
Okay.
Play.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I think, sometimes he kind of turns his shoulders a bit too much.
Okay. Interesting. Well, he's up 2-0 here, so whatever he's doing, it seems to be working at the moment.
Yeah.
Ready, players? And play.
But I do definitely feel, watching this match, that if Justin just made a few little refinements in his game, he could legitimately get to the next level.
See, that would have been good if it was a right wall over, and then he did a right wall over. Yeah. If he can hit that right wall over consistently, he's really going to have something here. Oh,
Ooh,
Lord.
that was a classic Danny Hynes right all over.
Yeah, from
Makes
far
no
back.
physical sense.
Yeah, the laws of physics do not allow for that shot. And
Oh,
again,
my God.
oh, Lord.
I would give my
Yeah.
eventual firstborn son to have that shot.
Okay, nice left wall.
Yeah, those unders definitely. You have to be working the unders to beat Danny. If you know anything about Danny's defensive theory, he actually actively gives those shots more than any others because in his mind, I've heard him talk about this. He thinks that the unders are kind of, for perfect execution, one of the lower percentage shots. That a lot of players they have to use a lot of energy to hit consistently great unders.
Interesting. Maybe
And
that's
so-
why he has enough energy to compete. Still,
Right, yeah.
If he's not,
Game point 5.
hitting in power banks all the time. Boy, these guys are really showing us a lot of overs.
Yes. 6-5 Justin this game. Ooh. Good puck control from Danny. It was a
Game point either way.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
right
it was,
wall under,
Yeah,
but I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure
if he...
it went. Yeah,
I think it went under, but he might have been trying it over. Okay, good,
yeah.
quick little...
cross.
Okay, Justin's up 3-0 this set.
Ready, Justin? Play puck.
And, this doesn't really seem to be him just, completely running over Danny.
Oh, not at
Like,
all.
Danny seems like he's showing up at least a little bit to the set, right?
Oh, yeah,
Because
more than
sometimes
a
you'll have
little
those sets where someone just kind of just goes offline.
Sure. No, Danny hasn't been offline. He's just barely behind in this set.
Yeah.
Off by a point, maybe.
So, I mean, Justin is showing here that,
Yeah.
he can kind of compete with the, fierceness and intensity at this level. I mean, yeah, Danny just doing a little bit of Justin there, just charging.
Another right wall
Right all
over.
over. I played many matches with Danny, and the amount of intensity he brings to the table is insane. So I think you really do have to be a true competitor to be able to match that intensity and not kind of cower. Trying that.
Yeah, that was almost just gave the puck
Wow.
up.
That was a
for-
great left roll under from Justin.
Yeah. If Justin wouldn't have charged, he probably would have blocked that shot.
I wonder if playing an aggressive defense kind of also helps Justin get into a rhythm.
Maybe.
And so I wonder if, that could be another real growing pain if he does change his defense.
Right, to find other ways to get into a rhythm.
Yeah.
Again, it's just,
The story of this game has just been, charging and Danny getting some quick shots in. Just missed that left wall under. I think he just tried to execute it too quickly there. If he had set it up a bit more, I think he would have had some better accuracy. Ooh, and he just kind of flubs it on Danny. So it's set point 5, Justin. Ooh, a beautiful right wall over. Ooh, great left wall under from Justin.
Yeah, so
Justin,
the left wall under basically.
Okay, so you lost the first set, and you came back in the second set really strong and won 4-0. What did you do, if anything?
I think I just started trusting the game plan that I had initially coming in. The last time I talked to you, I had mentioned that I thought Danny was the greatest player ever, and it takes a little bit of getting rid of the jitters.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, a lot of what the first set was. And then during the second set, I think kind of came into my own ability and where I know my game can be. And I actually started trying to use the things that I had come into and walked into the door thinking I was going to use.
Sure.
And so I think that's really the difference. I also started locking into some of the shots that I know he has. So I just haven't played him in a very long time, so it's very different being on the other side of the table from him. So
Yeah, I noticed, you were in the first set. I actually mentioned that. I said you looked kind of nervous, that I was expecting that you would kind of get over that and things would change, and it kind of happened that way. One of my questions is whether you can ride a whole match primarily on one shot with a secondary shot thrown in. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's the thing I've been told since I started playing hockey. If it works, keep using it until it doesn't.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. Well, let's say he starts blocking the left ball, and what do you do then?
Then I think I just have to open it up from the other side a little bit more. Try out a couple of other things, either off off goals. Try to use a little bit more of the cut side.
Okay. All right.
So far, as long as I keep the timing, I think I might be able to continue using it as long as I have them flinching from one shot. It's going to open up.
Okay.
And then I probably saw a couple of right wall overs go in, and so I think I'm going to try to use it a little more.
I saw one the last game. Maybe I missed one, and I actually was talking about it. I think that if you could add the right wall over. Along with the left wall under and across straight, then you've got like more of a hole. So, all right. Well,
so I think it's just, like I said, keeping it diverse, trying out a few things.
Awesome. Okay, thanks. Oh, you guys a little bit. So, first set, you won, and then in the second set, he got you 4-0. What do you think happened?
It boils down to defense.
Okay.
Discipline.
Okay, so
straight shot. The cross is going in on me almost at will.
Okay. Really?
And
That's what you saw?
wonder.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So, and then offense, I just got cleaned up.
Okay, so what did you
Sloppy
plan to
play.
do on offense?
I think I need to get a little bit more back to the basics.
What does
just
that mean?
focus on cut straights, cross straights, and then hitting some good delayed release unders and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Last time when we interviewed and we talked at the Worlds, you were talking about how your right wall over, pretty much you couldn't hit it anymore back when you had to switch mallets. And you've hit a lot of them. So
I hit a lot of
is
them
it
here.
Is it just like a unique kind of like
Every now and then. Every now and then it just
it'll
works.
click? Okay.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it was like the only thing I had. Everything else wasn't going.
Right. Other than that touch cut. That touch cut was going a lot.
Yeah. And I went away from it. And
Okay.
kind of got to get back to it. And, just really, but I think it all goes down to defense. Just the discipline. I'm letting those shots that I know I can block go in, and
Well, okay, like the left under. What do you plan to do to block it?
yeah, well, I got to focus because if
Okay,
I'm
it's a
just
focus.
I'm just like out here in limbo land, and I'm not paying attention. Like, yeah, it's like
okay. I get it.
yeah, it's the age I think kicking in. It's like it's hard. I don't know.
Right.
It's hard to
It's like,
explain.
what's about to happen? What's about to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, that's about
It
to
just
happen.
happened. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
it's nothing that we haven't seen before, but
Right.
but I think it takes just the amount of discipline, really,
Okay.
to sit there and have
Yeah.
the patience to wait on it,
Right.
so when it actually gets hit, and then to
Okay.
react.
Okay.
So it's like to have that kind of that passion or that energy level to stay up there.
Mental
It's-
focus.
It's hard, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
All
what
right.
I'm struggling with, I think, more than anything.
All right. Well, see how it goes.
Yep.
All right, so we've got 1-game Hynes in the third set.
Justin might have, looks like he mishit that cross straight just a little bit. Danny trying a quick pot shot there. Cross straight, Justin blocked it. That was a left wall over.
No, it was under.
It was under? Okay.
Yeah, it was under. Strong.
So
strong.
we have Phil Arnold reffing this set.
Yeah, there was no reason to charge this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure I understand. See, now here, he gets his stuff.
Right,
And
so
he's going to be motivated to continue
keep-
charging.
yeah.
And I think ultimately that's not going to be helpful. Great left wall
Yeah.
under. How long can he keep that shot going would be interesting to see. And Danny's going to bank on him.
Or just
Or
do a
or hit a cross straight. Yeah.
I think Danny will hit a shot in on Justin.
Yeah.
Is it 4-1 Justin this game? Yeah, I think so. Ooh, Danny just kind of flubbed it there. That was what I was talking about a couple sets ago, and Danny, maybe being a little out of shape, out of practice. We could see a few things like that this match. But I don't know if Justin yet has really taken advantage of those.
5-1.
Quick kind of cross straight. Tried for a right wall over there. Mishit it. Ooh.
Truth, 5.
So losing a set 4-0 to Justin will probably be a wake-up call to Danny. I mean, he's not in control in this game right now, but it's got to be a wake-up call. I'm almost sure that Justin has never beaten him a set. And so to beat him a set and to beat him 4-0, it must give Danny pause.
Yeah.
Are you ready? And play.
I think, Danny's got some focus lapses going on this game. He's mishit a number of shots. Mishit that one again. I don't know if that was an off goal.
I think he was trying to hit an off goal there.
That was
a
not,
mishit.
yeah.
So, see, this is the kind of game that Justin has to win.
Well, yeah.
Right. If Danny can make this many unforced errors and still,
And still
win the game,
then,
I
yeah,
mean, that's...
that would be. I think Justin rushed that left
yeah.
wall under.
Yep.
Although it's hard to tell when he rushes a shot because
he does have
he tends
quick,
to
yeah.
do a fast setup and release.
Yeah. Okay.
That's more of the pause. There's a certain pause that works well for him.
So, I think Justin scored one shot because of his defense, but I think 2 shots have been scored on him this game because of...
The defensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's negative this game.
6-6.
6-6. Good setup.
One game each.
He's got a number of. Okay, so we're in game 4 now. Danny won game 3.
Ready? Good play. One.
Yeah, Danny was just defense was not ready for it at all. Ooh, he returns with a left ball under.
Danny really has a quick release too. We've recently been talking a lot about quick releases, and I don't think people talk about him enough when it comes to quick releases.
Yeah. But he still has a quick release, even with having to put his finger in the middle of the mouth.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've talked to him, and he says that when he played football in high school, he was one of the quickness guys. That was his job, was to be able to react super fast.
It is interesting talking to Danny. A lot of his air hockey theory actually does come from football.
Like, can you give me an example, or?
No. No. Well, I think I forget exactly what he was saying, but I think part of his defensive theory does come from, like, I don't know anything about football, but from, I guess, defensive theory in football, where he really thinks. I think he thinks of defense in terms of like percentages for what he's going to block.
Okay. Maybe, and it's possible. Maybe he talks about possession, because that's very important in football, and I think it's important in air hockey as well, because even if you're not scoring, but you have possession of the puck a lot more than your opponent does, there's a mental part of that. It wears the other person down.
It frustrates the opponent. Yeah.
They just want to get their hands on the puck.
That's one of the most difficult things about playing Colin in particular, is he has so much possession time. And Danny sends a puck into the atmosphere.
Both players hit ready. It's 4-4. Are you ready?
So notice Danny scored a number of those touch cuts this game.
It's been a really effective shot in this match.
It seems like that's kind of against Justin. I think that's the shot Danny will continually go for when he has to kind of go to the well.
Okay. Interesting. All
Or
right.
maybe just that right roll over.
I mean, if I had to put my money on it, I'd say when he knows he needs to score a shot,
He'll go for the right roll
I
over.
think he'll go for the right wall over.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't know. It's just such a difficult
Deadly
shot
shot.
to block.
Danny's
where
been working that left roll under now. Ooh, Justin.
Yeah, he's
Missing
barely
it.
missing. Barely missing. I haven't seen him do the left wall under off of a back and forth drift. Oh, and Danny gets it wasn't even that fast of a shot.
Yeah.
This must have been deceptive. Okay, we're in game 6 now. Danny won, or Justin won the last game.
Interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen Justin hit a forehand.
Forehand, yeah, that was.
It looked like it was a good looking forehand.
Yeah. Yeah, look at Justin just really hunched over. I mean, he's ready to charge or leap out in a moment's notice.
Yeah. Tell you one thing, I'm sure Phil Arnold loves Justin Flores' defense.
Yeah, Phil does like to charge.
Danny just kind of mishit
One more.
there.
I'm not sure what he was trying. I think he was trying to cut. I'm not sure what he was doing there.
Yeah, I think so. Justin going for a left roll over there.
I'll tell you, that's one of the most difficult things from my perspective, to be able to go back and forth between an under and an over with a similar setup and release.
Yeah.
2-1.
That touch or off speed or whatever cut there from Danny.
Danny seems like he's just playing super loose right now. Maybe too loose, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah, he's trying to do a lot of kind of pot shots and quick release.
2-2.
Yeah,
Or
just
not-
a lot of just
yeah.
different odd, variety shots.
3.
It was a good level under. It really looked like a straight shot.
Yeah, I think he can get. Danny's able to get a lot of power behind his shots by hitting it. I guess it's almost like from almost the back side of his mallet.
Well, the way he pulls his arm back is so deceptive.
Yes, it is. It's awkward looking when it's
Yeah.
coming at you.
A gorgeous rival over from Danny.
Yeah, I would say the touch cut and the right wall under have been the story of his side of the match
Right wall
on
over.
offense. Right wall over and
Yeah.
touch cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for Justin at this point, I think it's it's obviously been his left wall under and his cross straight.
Yeah, I think Justin has been straying a bit too much from the left roll under this game. I think maybe Danny's been keying in a little bit to Justin's cross and left roll under. And, this is where Justin really needs that consistent third shot. Or, alternatively, just figure out subtle ways to vary the way he's releasing his
Sure.
cross and his left
Yeah.
roll under. I think a lot of times when a shot's not working, there can be too much of a tendency to feel like you have to go to some different shot. When really, if you can just figure out a way to kind of subtly change the release, that can work as well. Ooh. Barely blocking me there. Oh, another beautiful right all over from Danny.
Great bat. Learning a lot.
All right. So we're now at 2-1, Danny Hynes, and it's been a right wall over bizarre by Danny. It seemed like that the first set, Justin was nervous and got behind, and then he's already behind, and so that set becomes sort of out of reach. The second set, he realizes that he doesn't need to feel so nervous, just play, be aggressive, and he wins that 4-0. And I think that sort of is a wake-up call. That was a wake-up call for Danny, who then engaged in just a barrage of right wall overs and then a few various cuts and crosses.
And I think we saw a lot of, the third set was very close. We saw a lot of close games, and I think that's where, maybe Justin's defense and just a little bit of inaccuracy on his cross especially
It was
comes in.
probably the difference maker there. So we should see, can Justin turn the tide back and reassert himself in this match?
It's kind of an obvious statement, but yeah, if 2-2 is much different than 3-1 in
Oh,
sets.
it's a world. Yeah, it's so different.
Ooh, Justin
There's
just
a number of score on themselves shots in this match.
Justin seems like he's not as confident here. He
Yep.
seems like he's trying to figure it
Yes,
out.
yeah.
He's not sure what's working.
It looks like he's not committed to his shots. Looks like he's trying to shoot them as opposed to just shooting them.
Yeah.
Danny just missed it.
I think that one
The
was
second
off
one,
goal.
those next two seem like were off goals, and then
that was a shot.
yeah.
See, that is kind of a mental game, kind of cute thing to do, is do a few off goals to that side and then just hit the same shot.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, you have to be
miss
very
that cross.
creative
Yeah.
and do things that your opponent would not expect you to do. But Danny's really working that left side now.
Yeah.
Again.
Ooh, he just kind of steamrolled that game. So we're at 1-0 Danny in the fourth set. Danny just mishitting the touch cut there. Off goal. Mishit it.
Seems like he's finding a rhythm.
Ooh.
He's
Yeah.
doing that, the way he's setting up the puck, tap, 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 pause, shoot, and it's a really a perfect rhythm.
Ooh, Justin blocked the right wall over. Was it right wall over? It was a left wall over, I think, for Justin there.
I think so.
That shot could help Justin kind of get into the set.
It's interesting how Danny sneaks that left wall under him.
Yes, yeah.
Because it's not a fast shot.
Yeah.
I mean, comparative to,
Yeah.
power banks.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what's so deceptive about it that it sneaks in.
I think the way he's setting it up, especially when he starts to get some straights in on you, you're really kind of, maybe it kind of makes you go forward a little bit.
Okay. So it just his release just looks so much like a straight.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Oh my god. This is basically a fast right all over. Oh. I mishit. I think a right wall over there. Yep. Because if you watch when he hits that left wall under, I think Danny's kind of moving forward with the puck. Mm-hmm. Forward. Mm. Instead of going kind of diagonal towards the left wall, he's just going forward. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so I think that kind of there's a tendency to pull out a little bit. Mm. See,
and that was why the right wall works.
Yeah.
Because it really froze Justin. And even though it was an over, it went under.
Ooh. See, that's what I'm talking about with Justin is just missing.
Yeah, and when you're at 6'6", you got to get those points.
Yep.
It's critical. You need a go-to shot.
Yeah.
It's very accurate and high percentage.
And Justin's go-to shot should be his left roll under if he can set it up correctly.
Well, and he just shot it there, but Danny's defense just goes up a notch.
Yeah. This is probably the biggest points of the match so far. Oh, yeah.
Right wall under.
Yeah.
But again, it freezes you.
Yes, yeah.
Which is strange because it's got to be different than the right wall over in some way. Because if you froze sort of near that area, you're most likely going to block the over. Left wall over. He's just got a million shots.
Yeah,
that's
forehand. Just one of every shot. Okay. So a little bit different there from Justin. Use the kind of the cross straight setup to score cut. Danny responds with the cross.
Yeah, Danny looks like he's just freewheeling right now.
Yeah. I think Danny's in what we would call the zone.
Zoned. Yeah, he looks pretty zoned.
But, Justin is putting up a fight.
Yeah. He's a competitor. And he knows in his mind he can win a set because he just did. He won a set.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny is doing so many little things with his release and his setup. Like there, I think he kind of pulled Justin for the left hole under, or I'm sorry, the left ball over, and then went under. Justin needs to get that left hole under working again like that. Oh, good get by Justin.
Wow. He blocked it and shot it. It's a miss hit.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. You don't see a lot of forehand cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny's he's just in the zone right now, doing pretty much whatever he wants on the table. Interesting. I think it was the over.
That was a right all over. Yeah.
So again, he should.
Danny
I think
squirms
Justin
up
really
there.
should try to implement that more.
Beautiful right all over Danny. Justin responds with a great left roll under. I think Justin's up 3-1 this game. He needs this game. 4-0 would be pretty demoralizing going into possible match set.
Yeah, maybe he can make a stand here and go for a bit of a comeback and at least make a statement that he's not going to roll over.
That was a great left all over there by Danny. It's hard to beat a man when he's scoring this many different shots on you.
Yeah. Yeah. Went for the right wall over. Nice block. And then right wall under. I think Justin needs to spend a lot of time with a goal blocker and just take his accuracy up another level.
Yeah.
is when you just barely are missing the shots, missing the corners, that it adds up.
Oh yeah.
And one person who I think took their shot accuracy to a really high level that I didn't expect was Doug Howard. And what he said he did was just spent hours and hours and hours on his goal blocker.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't like to do the goal blocker because it feels boring to them on some level, but it pays off immensely.
Oh, yeah. It's muscle memory.
Yep. I mean, that's really, when I first got good at air hockey, that's how I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of Danny's just, God, that's a great shot. Just scoring willy-nilly is, Justin's defense. When you have a defense that's trying to read your opponent so much, it kind of opens up for a great player like Danny just to throw so many shots at you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If Justin had more of just kind of a solid triangle defense, I think that he would probably force Danny to focus on, 2 or 3 core shots.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Danny's just in an absolute flow here. So we're in the 5th set now. Pretty sure Danny 4-0'd Justin the previous set, so see if Justin has some fight in him. Danny was just ready for it.
Justin's got to pull back on that defense and settle in.
Justin seems like he's trying way too hard right now.
Well, I mean, I hear you.
I mean, obviously, it's hard not to. But
Yeah,
there's a difference between aiming a shot and hitting a shot.
Sure. Right. Well, it's
you
being
have to
inside
just,
your head too much.
Yeah. You have to just, to a certain point, just trust your muscle memory.
Mm-hmm. Right wall over, right wall over, right wall over. Oof.
And I think having that right wall over scoring you so much, that's a pretty demoralizing shot to have scoring you, because it's kind of like how,
Maybe. I see what you're saying. I'm thinking of it from the perspective of that it's just whenever somebody's scoring the same shot, whatever shot it is, over and over and over, that feels demoralizing. It's like, what do I do? What am I supposed to do? I'm doing everything I know how to do, and it's still going in. Yeah, that's a rough place to be.
Danny isn't hitting as many of those left walls this set, but we know he still has that shot in his back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
He needs it. I think this match, for sure, Danny has scored one of every potential shot.
Yeah. A lot of variety. He's just sort of just giving it away.
Yeah. Kind of an off-speed cross there.
I think it might be the only time I've seen him miss the right wall over.
Okay. So I'm finding that cross straight. Okay. Justin with a quick
Good.
cross.
Yeah. So he stems the tide. Up to that point, I think Danny had won, let's see, 6 games in a row
Yeah.
at that
Yeah.
point. So that's great. Justin's like, enough is enough.
Yes.
Wins a
When
game.
your opponent wins 6 games in a row, it's definitely a good thing to win a game. Danny opens up with the left wall over. All right.
Okay, so this is
That's that left wall under we were
Yeah.
talking about earlier in the match. Justin's executing it further back and right on the table, which I think is part of what makes that shot so deceptive. Deceptive and kind of freezes your opponent. Did that go with the cut or the cross side?
It was sort of difficult to see from this angle. So let's see.
There's a cross straight.
Yeah, so Danny's gotten crosses, cuts. He's gotten right wall overs, right wall unders, left wall overs, left wall unders.
He's gotten forehand left wall,
cut.
forehand cut.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's gotten a forehand left wall under.
yeah. Or the magical forehand left wall over, which is what Sarah Weissman wants her championship caliber shot to be.
I think I'd be more interested in a forehand right wall over. That's my championship shot.
Shot that you want? Okay.
I think Justin's rushing too much here, but again, it's kind of his style at the same time.
Right, but here's the thing: is that if you're going to be having a very quick setup and release, you have to have a lot of different shots you can shoot from them.
Yeah.
And he's primarily doing 2 shots from
Right. It's kind of the
But you know, if you were comparing him to Billy Stubbs earlier in
Yeah.
terms of that setup and release, and I mean
yeah.
Billy would shoot. I mean, he could shoot 6 shots, 5, 6 shots from his right to center drift.
Yeah, 6 accurate,
Right.
deadly accurate shots, and that's that's a good point. If you're gonna play that upbeat kind of Billy Stubbs style, you have to find a way to have Billy Stubbs accuracy.
Right, and variety. Yeah. And see, I think one of the reasons that Danny's been able to show all these different shots in this match is because he's freewheeling and he's loose.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good get. And he Justin blocked the right wall over. Very nice. 63.
Ooh, Justin with a forehand cut.
That's 4. And Justin force a 6-6.
This is what I was saying earlier about Justin's competitive spirit.
Oh yeah, so we're at 6-5 now.
Yeah, he is a fighter.
Good block. 6-6.
6-6.
Oh, and Danny gives him the puck. What's he going to shoot? Left wall under? What timeout? He's done cross straights, and I think a number of times to try to end games. I believe it worked a few times. See what he does. Goes for a mishit cut.
Oh.
And
Danny goes to the right
remember,
wall
I said
over.
much earlier, when you got to get a shot, what are you going to go for? Danny goes for the right wall over.
Now the question is if Justin can turn that comeback into a game.
Right. So Justin was able to come back from like 6-3 or something. I don't remember. I think it was like that.
Yeah,
And force a 7-6. A lot of times that can give you momentum going into the next game.
I think it might have been 6-2 even,
Okay.
but 6-3 for sure. So it's 2-0 Danny.
Danny is, though I can tell the way Danny is moving so fluidly right now. He just looks like
He is,
decided he was going to take it up a notch.
Yeah.
Okay. It was good defense on Justin's behalf. When he starts moving like that around the puck, it makes me worried if I'm the opponent. Well, he's just going right at it.
Yeah.
Not even just get the puck, shoot, get the puck, shoot.
Barely missed it.
Okay, now he's just being kind of silly. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing there.
Maybe he decided he just wants to have fun at this game.
Yeah, he's singing "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" in his mind.
They had fun.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, it has kind of got Justin to kind of do the same thing this game.
Mm-hmm. It's 5-1.
Yeah.
It's. I promise you, Justin's not having fun in this game.
No.
It was an accurate right wall over, and it was decent defense, but
it went
then
under.
it went in.
Yeah.
It bounced into the under. Yeah.
All right.
All right,
So it's 3-1 Danny, 3
potential.
sets to 1.
Yep, potential match right here. But now you've said a number of times that Justin is a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a chance for him to show that fighting spirit.
haven't seen Danny do. He's doing just a normal circle drift. Okay, 1-1.
Yeah, it's going back to. I think Justin's just like, all right, I'm just going to get some shots in that I know work.
See, that's where Justin probably should have gone for the cross straight. Okay.
He's good at
3-2.
transition.
Yeah.
You know, and again, that's one of the benefits of being hunched over. And, you know, you can grab loose pucks.
Okay. Kind of flipped in there, but Justin kind of was owed one of those. 4-2 Justin this game. Oh. 5-2. See, now Danny's going back to his normal attack. He decided he's done having fun.
Yeah, that's right. Now it's time to go to work.
6-4.
6-4. And that
All
cross
right.
to end the game. Again, you know, he's done that a number of times. All right, well, Justin fought, and he's forced it to another game. It's a good block by Danny.
1-0 Danny. Okay, 1-1. Back to that right wall over.
I'm curious. I would be interested to go back through the match and count up how many right wall overs scored for Danny.
I guess a few.
Again, I'm going to throw out a number. I'm going to say 17. That's my guess.
Say 19.
19, okay. Now I'm going to be forced to go and look.
Right wall under that time. Okay, Justin's fighting.
Yeah, he's fighting.
It's 4-4. Danny barely holding onto the puck. Good stop.
He rushed it.
Oh,
Yeah. Well done. All right, all he needs is a point to push it to another game. 6-5. Oh, the cross was there. He barely missed it. Again, misses the cross. Tries for the cut. Oh, and gets scored in on himself. I guess it was redirected. 6-6. Oh,
Danny was there. Right ball under for Danny to win the match.
Wow. That was a great match.
Okay, all right. With Danny, congratulations. You won the match 4-1. Justin plays you really well. He was using a left wall under, cross straight, and there were times when he was really pushing you.
Yep.
But what I noticed was that you kept changing to another gear to win games. What are your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I mean, experience goes a long ways. Just changing the pace a little bit offensively, taking a little more time.
Sure.
Not just with your drift, but the release, the
Sure.
shot release, and then making it up. So just keeping them off guard, and at the same time, I think the biggest difference, when I was able to kind of make those runs is when I really honed in on his offense, and my defense started to play a little bit like I used to.
Sure.
Just kind of shutting down a little bit, but and like I was saying, I'm glad that he kept coming at me with the cross because it went back up, and that's a very important thing for a lot of young players to understand. Just because somebody starts blocking one of your shots, don't give up on it.
Doesn't mean it's gone completely.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Yeah. I noticed watching you play, there were moments where it was like, oh yeah, there's Danny, and then there were moments where it was like, oh, he just kind of gave that puck up, and I can relate. I mean, as we get older, that mental focus kind of fluctuates. Did you find that was going on for you, or?
Absolutely. I mean, unfortunately, it's been that way for a while now. And, it's nature. What do you do?
I know.
It's undefeated, and it's certainly handed it to myself a few times. But that's okay. I'm gonna still battle it. Keep attacking And there was some moments, I had where I was able to kind of set my pucks up and, and
well, there were moments where I saw you really creative, like the way I've seen,
Yes.
Danny when he's playing at the tops, like just in the moment, in the zone, you're doing something just subtly different, in that
couple
role
of pot
work.
shots, as Billy loves to say.
Yeah.
But I had a couple of those, and I thought about that actually after I did it. I'm like, that's what I used to do.
That's right.
But unfortunately, the consistency of doing that, it just kind of, it's tough. I don't know why it's so tough.
Well, like you said, it's nature.
Yeah.
We're getting older, our minds focus.
But I just got to figure a way to overcome it somehow.
You be the first.
Found you.
So, 5 sets was what you guys played. Is it the most you've played in a little stretch in a while, or?
Oh yeah, usually. That's certainly the most I played since nationals. And then let's see, I played 4 sets with Boston in December, and before that, it's been a very long time. So I couldn't even tell you the last time I played this many sets, even though 5 sets is really not that many to today's standards.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot if you haven't been competing a lot. Another thing I was thinking about when I was watching you is there were moments when you looked excited, like in the sense of like, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be doing this.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I am in all reality, because this is my escape, from reality. Which I need that these days.
Yeah.
And it's a welcome thing to compete on the table, and then to have Justin push me like he did. That was that brought.
Felt good.
Yeah, it felt awesome. I mean, I love it. I can't tell you how much I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, any other thoughts about the match, or?
No, I mean, Justin and I have played. I think this may be our 3rd or 4th match. For at least our 3rd match, and this match he's so much more competitive than the other ones.
Yeah.
And I just it tells me a lot about how far he's come. How much he's matured as a player.
What do you think he needs to do to take the next step?
So I think he's got to focus a little more on his right side of his game too. It's the right wall. It's all pretty much kind of it's almost a Billy style. His original type attack from the cross left wall. But Billy did it with such power. So it's a little different. So if he can find some consistency on that end, and then throw in some right walls along with more cuts, because it's a lot of
Yeah.
crosses and a lot
Yes.
of floss.
Yes, and I remember mentioning that once when I was watching. Is he hit it? Like, yeah, there you go. I mean, that would be a nice
Absolutely.
addition. Right wall over would be a nice addition. But when he was really committing to the left wall under, he was scoring. But you have to commit, and you've got to go all in, and it's hard to do.
Yeah, especially if you do it over a long match.
Yeah.
And, to do it over and over and over.
It's a hard shot to put on. You have to put a lot into it.
Yeah. There's a lot of wear and tear on your arm too. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, awesome match.
So what do you need to do to take the next step?
Probably about 50, 60 pounds again, or 70 pounds, and then that needs to go away. And then I actually need to do some physical exercise, so not just lose weight, but actually get some muscle back into shape and play. I gotta play.
Yeah.
Because even if I lose all that weight and I get in great shape, it doesn't do any good if I don't play, because you're still you're scoring yourself like I did a few times, and just you don't retain possession. It's just like the puck hits you and you're like a brick wall, but it bounces right back, and you don't have that touch.
Yeah, you're right. And it was another thing I mentioned about your touch. It's obviously a great shot, but when you're not super in practice, it's harder to be consistent with.
Very tough, yes.
Because it's a deception shot. When you went to your power shots, you had a lot of success. Obviously, the right wall over just was destroying in this match, and maybe you've rediscovered it.
If only I could box it up.
Yeah.
It was, I think he hit one on me early in the match, and I said, well, I can hit those. So I just came back and hit one, and then so that felt pretty good. And I just kept doing it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of found something a little different kind of release.
Okay.
To me, it's a little bit more obvious, but it was working, so I kept doing it.
Yeah. It's not obvious to us.
So to me, it felt like it. But it was good and deep, and then towards the end there, and I missed it, but it was open because that shot opened him up for it, just the off-speed right one under, which I think I scored the 7th point on it, but it wouldn't have scored, but he threw him off so bad he scored on himself or something. So it was there, which that's a nice thing. Those are easy shots to hit.
Yeah.
Even for my old butt.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool beans. It's good seeing you play.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Yep. I thought it was a great match. I thought you played a great match. I know you probably, would have wanted a different result, obviously. Well, first of all, what are your thoughts?
With any match, win or lose, there's always something to learn, and that's definitely the case with this and other challenge matches that I played recently. There's always something to learn, and there's almost no better person than that I would experience-wise that I would want to play a challenge match than Danny.
What did you learn?
I learned first of all that I need to incorporate some other things into my game. When it was working, when I did try it, like pushing towards my right side, that definitely opened up some more things on the left side. But experience-wise, I need to remember to use those things continuously and kind of continue to stay moving around the table as I wish to. Just using it a couple times and then immediately going back to the game that people already know of me. So,
Right.
So, definitely a big takeaway.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I commented a number of times about that in it as well. To me, obviously, you're a great player now, and you have a left wall under that is elite caliber, and you've got a cross straight which is great. But then beyond that, you need a few more pieces, I think.
Yeah.
And I think you get those couple of pieces, then you put yourself into that top 5 category, which I think would be, growth, right?
Yeah, that's my goal. I've never been top 5. I've been a size 6, but never top 5. So that's the immediate goal. Everybody has the goal of winning one, but my immediate goal is to
get top 5. That's cool. Talk to me about what was going on in your head in that last set.
The last set, I was kind of trying to return to some things that I was doing previously that kept me either in very close games or winning games. And I think in the third and fourth set, I definitely steered away from hitting the left wall under, because as soon as I won that one set, he kind of shut down the left wall under. And when I should have continued to try to use it occasionally, I kind of stopped shooting it altogether. There was a game when I tried to do some off-speed overs to both sides, and it worked on occasion. But there's definitely times when I need to remember that that's my best shot, or one of them. So I got to use it. Even if it's getting shut down on occasion, even a lot, I still have to have them. I still have to continue using it to try to make the defender, remember it and try to flinch to that side, and opens up some other things on the other side of the goal. So.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things that I talked about a few times, a number of times probably, was defense. And, you hunch over, which I'm curious, is that something that like somebody showed you to do, or is that just kind of how you developed? Or?
No, it wasn't from anybody in particular. It was just what I found success with. There was definitely time, early on, I definitely used to kind of lean back a little bit. But I try to have the balance of kind of being set and ready to come forward, but also not too far back on defense, or not too far forward to the point where I tend to charge and stuff a little bit more. And that's kind of a bad habit that I've gotten into.
That's kind of where I was going.
Maybe I think that's a habit that I maybe didn't have previous to not playing for the gap of 2 years. And especially being away from a larger hockey community where I wasn't playing, every week and such. Kind of some things I don't know, some things happens on in the development, but I think it's just a habit to break, and I think once I kind of break that, maybe it's changing up the stance on defense a little bit, maybe it's trying some new things, but all in all, it's just where I found some success.
And I think you're right, though. It seems like you're aware that pitching over tends to create more charging for whatever reason. I think it's psychological.
Yeah, it's definitely a mental thing.
like I'm kind of moving forward, so I kind of want to do this. And I understand the desire to be ready to launch forward and grab the puck, right? Because that's really helpful. But I do believe that your defense will improve, go up another notch if you shift your stance a little bit, such that your torso is more neutral, not pitched forward and not back, right, in the middle. And I think that it's about being like sitting in the pocket would be the way I would call it. Because if you're sitting in the pocket, you're ready to defend. And I think that when you're hunched over, not only do you charge, but I think that there's a tendency to be slightly frozen to unders.
Yeah.
So just some thoughts.
It wasn't, even in Danny's last interview, he said I can't. Ever since he changed the mallet, he can't hit the right wall over the same way.
We talked about it, and then all of a sudden in a match, he suddenly discovers how to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was conscious of it, but I wasn't expecting it as much as I had seen in previous matches and such. But I also, during whatever last previous tournaments and such, I haven't actively watched games, so I didn't know. And so I think just some modifications on the defensive portion of my game, I think is going to be
helpful. Continue growing. But I was very impressed. I haven't seen you play at that level, so I feel like you're going in the right direction. So keep it up. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyway, so I'm just saying that I thought I was doing good, all those years. I never thought that maybe there's a way of doing it quick, like Andy does, or now like other people like you did. That's how you beat Jesse, I think, those quick ones. So the other day, you got me to think about what is a quick release. The first time in 30 or 40 years of playing, I thought, quick release. then I got that idea, and I realized I haven't been doing a quick release all these years. So I started thinking about it, and I tried to speed it up. So I'm going to show my two solutions. One, this speeds it up some, but my ultimate one I'll show at the end. So here's what at least I've tried to improve it a little bit. Now I'm trying to go sort of like that. It's a little quicker. And you don't have to measure it. It's just obviously a little quicker than what I was doing.
Right.
So I'm kind of like, that's sort of quicker. Okay, but not that impressive, but quicker.
Okay.
Okay, here's the future.
No, this is the
here's
future.
Me now. This
Oh.
is me. Future, now, present. Okay. Here it is.
You have to pull your mallet off the table before. Is that part of it, or
You measure from what you call what did you
neutral
call?
to
Neutral.
cock and release?
So the neutral is almost instant. Watch. It's instant.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Did I get you under 5 times in a row almost?
Yeah.
It was unbelievable, wasn't it?
All right. Okay. You wanted me to?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll let you know the results.
I already
Is that
know
it?
it's fast. Give me that phone. Tell me when you're ready. I'll do 5 in a row.
It's doing.